So, what do you think? If you really were to think about it, like for just 10 seconds, how much have you really changed since you started your business? What has actually changed? And have you outgrown your current persona? Hello, it is time to grab your Legend pack, turn the stereo up to 11, and welcome to Legend. My name is Amber Griffiths. For those of you who have not yet met me, I cannot wait to meet you. I'm excited that you're here. I'm a brand strategist and a maker of legends, like for reals. But I want to talk to you today about your persona. What are you actually putting out there, and how different is it from when you first started? Now, some of you may be thinking, I just started a year ago. This is actually still kind of who I am. There are some of you who have been in business for 20 years, and you're thinking, no, really, I have gone through 20 iterations. I'm pretty stuck. Like, this is who I am. This is me. This is the real stuff. Either way, and anywhere in between, I would love to invite you to do two things. One, go back and see who you were, how you were showing up when you first launched your business. And again, whether that's 6 months ago, 60 years ago, it doesn't matter. Go back and think, oh, this is what I would wear. This is how I would talk. This is how I did sales, if you did sales. This is how I would network. This is how I explained who I was and what I did and what I was looking for. But really, I think some of the big stuff starts with the visuals, because when I don't know you and I haven't had an opportunity to meet you yet and actually have a conversation on any level, and I see you or I've been referred to you, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go look at all your social media. I'm going to go look at your webpage. I'm going to go look at all the different things, what I can see, the photo that you decided to put up. Now, regardless if that is a beautiful airbrush professional photo shoot, if that is a candid, I'm just outside and the lighting was perfect, I got a really great smile photo, if that's a, I really don't like taking photos, so here's my photo, regardless of what that looks like, that's where it starts. That's where I get to start experiencing you. So first and foremost, make sure you're happy with it. Make sure it makes you smile and you look at it and go, yep, that's me. And then realize that it just is going to get deeper from there. This is how you want people to experience you. So make sure it's the right first step. And then remind yourself of what it was when you first started. How have your visuals changed? Have you changed your color scheme? Have you changed, now that we're all so much reliant on Zoom and these little cubicles, what's in your background? What do you want us to see? What do you want us to experience? Because as much as the visuals are very surface, like I can see colors, I can see, head shape, whatever, I can see these things. What are all these things I'm seeing saying about you? What are all these things I'm seeing allowing me to experience about you and feel through you? One of the things I've noticed, in fact, I have to just acknowledge I am so buzzing on cloud nine right now. I just completed the Optimize Your Legend Persona workshop. It was amazing. I love what I do. It's so fun. And yes, persona is so top of mind right now for me. And partially it's because I see people who aren't letting their persona come through, and I watch them struggle. I watch them really, I look at it as doing it the hard way, in that it's not like it's wrong. It's just it's going to take longer. It's not going to get you the results you really want if your persona is being cut off at the neck. If we're not seeing who you really are, it's really hard for us to get excited about working with you. It's hard for us to know what to expect. So, yes, persona is huge. Persona is one of those grand pillars of branding that is your opportunity to determine the rules, the boundaries, the experience levels, like all the different dimensions of how we get to experience you. You get to choose that. You get to decide. So so I'm a little, if I'm talking too quickly or if I'm a little glowy, that's why. I it was an amazing workshop. I really had a good time. There's still ways to experience that. If you missed it and want to be a part of that, let me know and we can hook that up. But really, I want you to look at your persona. What was it when you first started? What is it now? And see the difference. See how you are talking about yourself differently. And again, this is one of those things that can change very, very quickly. You hear a new word that you think, oh, I should incorporate that word. Or you've had a word in your vocabulary for quite some time that has become so cliche and so common that you are absolutely insistent that it is no longer associated with you. Whatever that can be, it can switch very, very quickly. But I think there are two big issues that come with it, is that one, we don't pay attention to it. Or we think it's just one level. We think it's just the visuals, or we think it's the visuals and the language, or we think it's the visual language and the mannerisms, and we forget all the other pieces that go into persona. So part of it, I think we don't pay attention to the little things, and we don't let it evolve with us. So the other part I think we do, the other big challenge with it is that we don't share it at 100%. Our persona is not cranked up to 11, in which case, like, what would it mean to your business if you realized that your ideal client was seeing about 10% of who you really truly were? Like 10%, maybe let's go ahead and give you a benefit of the doubt, especially with some of the stuff I've seen out there. Let's say 15 to 20% of who you really truly are. Think about that just for a second. Think of any of your relationships, personal, business, otherwise your ideal clients. If they're only getting 10 to 20% of you, think of how that's affecting your business. Now, think of what it could do for your business if they got to experience all of you, if they got 100% of you showing up every time you showed up, not just in your lives, not just in your posts, not just when you were speaking in a Zoom call, but like everything, your sales letters, your website, your blogs, everything you put out there, every single piece of your brand, every brand asset you created. What if it had your persona turned up like to 11? People were getting 100% of you. Imagine what that could do for your business. I mean, if we're talking basic math, we're talking 10% to 100%. That's a lot more, right? Like basic, easy branding strategist math. I think you would notice a difference in your business. I know you would. And what's even cooler about that is the experience people have with you is going to go up by that same percentage. It's going to be intensified. They're going to get more results out of it. They're going to enjoy it more. They're going to remember you more. They're going to share you more. All of that because you paid attention to your persona and you let it shine. Those are the two big things. You get to acknowledge what it is. And that's part of why I ask you, what did it used to be? Because sometimes I think, like, there's no way when I launched my business 14 years ago, the stuff that I am doing now was not even on my radar. I would never have thought, you know what I want to do with my business? In 14 years, I want to be here. I could not even dream that big at the time. But by staying true to who I really am and doing the things that I love and working with people that I absolutely adore and that excite the heck out of me, working and intentionally moving forward, you get to create things you didn't know possible. Does that make sense? Like, I've heard it said before, and I actually really agree with it, is the stuff that you can do, you can't even dream of today. The stuff that you will end up doing, you can't even dream of today if, if you intentionally move forward, if you put some attention into your persona, because that's how people see you, it's how we hear you, it's how we feel you, it's how you go from unknown to thought of fondly to unforgettable. That's your persona. So two challenges for you today, because I think what I'm seeing a lot out there and what I'm seeing when I meet people and looking through social media, I think you outgrew your persona. Like, I think you have evolved and changed and grown and matured and brought on new expertise and new experiences and new amazing things that you can offer your clients and that make you who you really are. But your persona is not sharing that. Your persona is not conveying that. And your persona gets to show up before you do. So if that's your first impression and it's lagging behind who you really are, that's, I don't know. That's, I think that's cutting off a lot of your capability and your opportunity to grow. It's capping your opportunity to reach new audiences for sure. And it's definitely capping your opportunities to increase your cash flow. And all you have to do is pay attention to it. Pay attention to it and share the heck out of it. So take a second today and look back at where you were, maybe even just a year ago, regardless of how long you've been in business. Let's say, okay, just in the last 12 months. If that's too far, look at the last 6 months, because I will almost guarantee you've grown and changed and evolved in the last 6 months. It just depends on how much you are allowing and insisting that your persona catches up with you. how much it's sharing of you, and how the experience that people had with you 6 months ago, 10 years ago, how is that experience shifting? How are they experiencing you differently? The key is your persona. Your persona is the key to your profitability. Now, it's always been true. That has always been a thing. How people feel about you has always been important and critical to revenue. But I would dare say, with so much going on online, with so much noise, so many people, so many voices, so many offers and challenges and new things and cool and awesome, amazing opportunities, there's a lot for you to break through. Your persona will do that. Your persona is the key to your profitability. You can't ignore it, and you can't mute it. Don't turn that volume down. Crank it up to 11. Now, for those of you, if you have your cell phone, if you don't have your cell phone, just always keep your light lit. For those about to rock, I truly, truly salute you.